Today, in 2007, 40 years since the reunification of Jerusalem, it appears more divided than ever. Has the Jerusalem of gold we all knew been tarnished?
It is tarnished in the sense that there's a tremendous gap between the rhetoric of United Jerusalem and the reality of United Jerusalem. In addition to the other problems that you mentioned about the poverty of the city, the commitment of the Israeli government to making Jerusalem a golden city and a pearl of a city, and in reality the situation. Jerusalem may be the yearning of Jews for so many centuries and millennia, but it also is dear to others. And the fact that Israel has not wanted to relate to Jerusalem as an inclusive love, and rather to make it exclusive, has created these very problems that it says it would solve by uniting the city and making it whole. Prime Minister Olmert, former mayor of the city himself, said we shall never have to worry about reuniting the city because Jerusalem will never ever be split apart again. He said, we shall be able to keep Jerusalem together only if we understand and give respect to all the others who also hold Jerusalem as dear and who care about the city's well-being as much as we do. But there's a gap between that statement and Israeli attitude of being exclusive rather than inclusive. And I think that lies the heart of many of the problems of Jerusalem today.
How do you see Jerusalem fulfilling its potential, becoming this heavenly city, so to speak?
Listen, it's a difficult psychological problem to get over, having yearned for Jerusalem for 2,000 years, having been in Jerusalem for 19 years as a sovereign state, but only half of Jerusalem. The only time that the dream can be fulfilled is if Israel has a new attitude towards Jerusalem, recognizes in a sense that Jerusalem has a stature of its own, almost that it has a stature beyond us, beyond any temporal capacity to deal with it as a normal city. What Israel, I think, needs to do is to accept the holiness or the awe with which people other than Jews relate to Israel, relate to the city. Because if Israel does that, then it has a chance of really itself relating honestly to what Jerusalem is about, and whether it needs to be an all-embracing city for the well-being of the city. And the whole world will want to bring about the glory of Jerusalem, and not just bring about the glory of a Jerusalem that is solely Israel's. Approaching a very practical issues of living standards, poverty and so forth from a philosophical point of view may seem like a cop-out, but I think it's the way to go, in the sense that if Israel and the successive Israeli governments were really to relate to Jerusalem as a mission, as a national mission, they would do it not in order just to solve it. It's not just solving the day-to-day living problems of the population, but in order to make this a wonderful, wonderful city. Now, you can't do that if you're fighting a battle which is making it only my Jerusalem and not the world's Jerusalem. If you're fighting the battle for recognition of Israel's sovereignty, for recognition of the unity of Jerusalem, but only on your terms, you're not going to win that battle, and by not winning that battle, you won't be able to turn Jerusalem into this paradise on earth, which should be the objective. I mean, it's all the objective ingredients are there for Jerusalem to be a heavenly city on earth. The man who has to be credited above all was the former mayor, Teddy Kollek, who happened to be in power after 1967, in addressing the city as not just a national mission, but a global mission. Jerusalem was taken from being a backwater, pretty sordid backwater, not just because it was divided, but because the way governments related to it and the way the world related to it, as this minor city to becoming this resplendent city in the forefront of everybody's imagination. Kollek did not want to exclude, even though he he was the great builder of Jerusalem, he at least recognized that the world has to have a role in the building of Jerusalem.